Hi guys, welcome back, and today I'm doing my Halo roof. Have a look at this. Provided by Plyworx down in Budmin. In the kit which you get from Plyworx, you get the main panel board, which I'm just about to carpet. You've got the Halo panel, which I think is 12mm plywood. This consists of an aluminium frame on the inside. Can you put your LED lights on? You've got the frame cover, which overhangs that 12mm panel, so it hides the lights, so you can't actually see the LED strips beyond that. And then you've got all the fixings, the screws, hidden plugs, etc., as well as an instruction leaflet. So you've got everything which you need to complete the job. The first job to do is the carpeting. So for this, I've got the carpet, got the blade, pro scissors, and the trim fix glue. Once I've done the main panel, it's on to do the sides, trim them back so you've still got access to the holes which are underneath. Once the main panel is carpeted, you can see I've brought that home now and I'm ready to start fitting the lights. So I'm going to measure out where I'm going to be putting the LED lights. These are the main spotlights which I'm going to be putting on there. So measure them out exactly where I want them and then drill a hole so the cable can come through. And then these units just screw directly into the carpet and the cable gets fed through the hole which I've just drilled. Screw all 4 of them into place, and there we go, the LED lights are fitted. Now I've got the Halo ply roof, the 12mm. So what I'm going to do here, this needs to be screwed into the main frame panel itself. So with the supplied screws, I'm just going to screw them in here and make sure it's lined up properly, ready for installing the lights. So with all of them screwed in there, I've got the LED lights. So I've got the control box, which is needs to hang out from the top so the infrared sensor can pick up the remote control. And then the lights, it comes with 3M tape, so I can stick these onto the aluminium which is on there. So I need to put these all the way around here, starting up here at the top, just gently pushing them on there, making sure it makes a good connection all the way around, and finishing at the other end. So once all my LED lights are in, now I need to start doing the top cover. So on the top cover, you can see on here we've got a recessed side, and this is where the hidden clips are going to be put into. So once it's carpeted, you're not actually going to be able to see these clips, and then it'll fit nicely onto the surface below once it's pushed in. Once the hidden clips are in, it's ready for carpeting, which you can start to do now. I won't show you all this, but once it's done, it looks nice and ready for installation. The other bits which I'm going to need to carpet, because I've opted for the optional speakers, I've got the speaker rings, so I'm going to go ahead and carpet those now so they will match the rest of the surface and look very good. The last bit of carpeting which I need to do before I can do the install is the edges of the 12mm panel. Now, as advised by Plyworx, the best thing to do for this is to go on the internet and buy self-adhesive carpet strips. So I was going to do that, and then I forgot that I hadn't actually ordered it, so I did it the hard way and just started cutting up carpet and putting it on there. And to be honest with you, it's turned out really well. Just got a nice straight edge, fitted it all around the outside, sprayed it with the glue, and then went afterwards with a razor blade and chopped off the rough bits. So that's all the preparation work done, and now ready to install it. So I've got these white clips. Now these white clips just slot into the existing holes where the previous roof panel clips would have come from. So once you're carpeting your van, make sure that you've cleared space for them. Push those in, and that's where the screws going through the panel will clip onto. So before I go ahead and put the actual roof panel on itself, I need to put the fleece liner in. So I've gone for the thin fleece liner, so it leaves plenty of space for the roof panel itself. So I'm going to go ahead, put some spray glue on. The spray glue just helps to keep it in place, so it's not going to be flopping around all over the place. So spray the glue on, bit on the fleece liner itself, and get the job done all the way along the roof of the van. Once all the fleece liner's in there, I can bring the panel into the van and make my electrical connections. So what I've done with the electrical connections, I've made sure that I've got enough cable to reach from the roof of the van all the way to the bottom where the panel's going to sit before you actually install it. So I can just slide the panel into effectively the floor of the van and then make the connections. So I'm just going to make all those connections now. Check them, make sure that the lights work and the LED nice halo lights work. It'd be a nightmare to take it all down again if it didn't work, so test that now before I can actually install the roof. So now you can see I've actually got the panel on the roof. This was an absolute nightmare to put up. I was doing it on my own. So as you can see at the front of the van, I've actually created a little bit of a rest, a prop, so I can actually put the roof panel on, and it was so difficult getting that first screw in. I actually forgot to press record, but because it was such a nightmare, I didn't go back to do it again. So here you join me, just putting in a few of the other screws, pulling through the speaker cable just to make sure that all the cable is through, and then going around all the rest of the screws around the roof to make sure that they're all in place. Now the best bit of advice which I can give you here is put the screws in, but don't tighten them up, because if you tighten them up and the roof isn't positioned correctly, you're not going to be able to fit it in properly. So what I'd done is I tightened them slightly too much, and then at the front where my twin roof kind of comes in, it was fitted nicely on this side, but this side it wasn't in, so it was far too low and I couldn't squeeze it in. So I needed to go around, unscrew them a little bit, and then bring the panel around, and then it fits in nicely into the recesses and comes around very good. So once the panel's in, the main halo bit is in. You can see all the lights there, the speaker cables coming through the speaker holes, which I'll put on later. It's time to put the roof liner on itself. I'm sure there's better ways of doing this. I was doing it on my own, so I made sure it was raised at the back here, just in front of the camera, so it wasn't actually touching the bottom. And I went round to the driver's side, started popping them in gently, and then went round again and made sure that they were all pressed in tightly. And it's done. All done, and if I don't mind saying so, looking very good. So I've got the LED lights, so these can be switched on from the back of the van and also the front of the van. And then I've got the LED lights which are operated by remote control, and you can see a bit of a disco here. That's the installation of my roof, and I'm really pleased with it. Really glad that I opted for it, and really pleased I also opted for Plyworx.